Today I'm going to be going over how to set up a stylized mocap avatar for Mocap Fusion. You can see here I have this one avatar. It is a rigged Mixamo avatar with standard Mixamo bone naming convention. I'm going to delete that just to kind of emphasize that this is a new project. So everything's been deleted. I do have this one folder in the project folder called kitten. And you see up here there's an FBX. This is the rigged FBX from Mixamo and successfully downloaded it from Mixamo. The first thing you're going to want to do is start Blender. Blender 5, notice. You want to delete everything in the scene. So this is kind of important. Make sure you delete everything. Here under File, Import, select FBX, and navigate to the desktop. And there's no other additional options that need to be set, so import. So now you see the same model here in the Blender viewport. Notice that this armature is actually rotated. So if we were to clear the rotation there, you see that it just goes to 0. But notice that if you go to pose mode and you set this to rest pose, it's also rotated in the opposite direction. Leave that in rest pose. Literally, just that's what you want when you export the rig. And then clear the rotation so that all these are 0. There is, however, one more thing to notice, that the rig is scaled. So if I were to clear the scale, it's now a little bit oversized. So what I can do is actually apply the scale, which sets that to 1. This armature is now ready for re-export. It's just make sure you've set that to rest pose. As you can see, it has a pose applied to it somehow. So somewhere, I'm not sure what it is, but if I R, Alt S, Alt T, okay, it has some. See, that's not right. So set it into rest pose. Select the armature, and then just apply this pose. Control A, press Control A, and then apply pose as rest pose. And now, there you go. There should be nothing else in the scene. And with everything selected, go to Export, FBX. You want to go to your Unity project folder. So here I've created this kitten folder. So you create a new folder and just export to that folder. So this is the Mixamo kitten. We'll call it Blender. These are the options I usually set. Selected objects only. Only the mesh and the armature. Set FBX all for the scaling and apply all transforms. This is important. Definitely disable that checkbox and don't forget to do it, because if you do, it could lead to the avatar not being in T-pose. So now export. All right. Now we have a rig here, an FBX. Switch back to Unity, and you should see that same rig. Locate the import settings, and under rig, select humanoid and apply. Now you can check the configuration just to verify that everything looks right. And the only thing that's really important is just to make sure that the hips are set to the hips. And then that's probably good. You can add that to the scene. And the only step remaining is add the APS SDK and build. Is what you would copy to the mocap assets folder. Here, it hasn't quite been set up yet with the eye target, so I'll do that now. This being a stylized avatar, a ideal location is kind of like somewhere here. Nearly correct, it won't matter. Okay, so next, press play. And it looks like it's animating. So you can see here, this is the idle pose. This is a weight painting issue. Don't worry too much about that. I'll cover that in just a second. But the animation looks good. You can see feet are on the ground. And then there's this weight painting issue. That is a Mixamo thing. That's just because the arms. So you could probably fix that here in Blender if you wanted to. Now you can see that same weight painting issue. It was just the Mixamo like auto rigging. You could probably. So yeah, you can see that bright spot there after exporting, just so long as you update this mesh and you don't change the rig, it should be fine. Just rebuild, copy it here under APS folders, look for the VR Mocap Assets folder and paste it. Let's recap. We have fixed the rig in Blender and zeroed everything, normalized the scale to 1, making sure that that's set into rest pose before exporting, and then selecting everything, exported it as an FBX with these particular settings, and ensuring not to include animations, not to include lamps, and setting the scalings. Secondly, we built the mocap avatar here in Unity. So we built the avatar, set up the iRef target, checked that the idle pose is working, that the feet are on the ground. On to the next part, load the avatar in Mocap Fusion and try recording some mocap. I'll show you what the stylized retargeting does, because as you can see here, this avatar's shoulders are really wide, which is very difficult to calibrate. So instead of calibrating this avatar, I'm going to show you how to set up the stylized avatar retargeting.